I'm the Traveling Wizard, and I'm in Boston, Massachusetts with the founding fathers of our country. Listen, guys, I'm not going to sign this paper without my... All right, so we're going to do the Freedom Trail today. Now, the Freedom Trail, they made it really easy in Boston. They put it right here on the ground. This brown line, you follow the bricks. That's right, you follow the brown line. You follow the bricks. This takes you to most of the main sites here in Boston. Right here we're in the North End, which is sort of the Italian part, where they have great Italian restaurants and great food, and also some very famous places like the house of Paul Revere. The Freedom Trail is about 2.5 miles long and takes 2 hours to complete if you're walking at a regular pace. I just remembered, I think I have a friend who has a house over here on the Freedom Trail. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Paul Revere. Well, it turns out that Paul Revere wasn't home. I think we're actually going to go visit his home, which is a graveyard. And you're not allowed to film here. But it's a cool kind of little building with funky floors that go this way and ceilings that are too low. So Paul Revere, Benjamin Franklin, Samuel Adams are three of the most famous, iconic heroes here in Boston. And here we have a statue of, yes, Paul Revere, who went to warn the colonists that the British were coming indeed to arrest them. We're going to go here and check out the North Church. That's where they put the lanterns to let them know that the British would be coming by land or sea. So this is probably the most famous church in Boston. Why? During the American Revolution, this is where they signaled the other colonists to let them know which way the British were coming. Was it 2 by sea or 1 by land? Or was it 1 by sea and 2 by land? Good thing I wasn't there. All right, we kind of did this backwards, so we're almost to the end. We're going to start at the other end and do the beginning. But anyway, we're just over there at the Cops Burying Ground. It's the second oldest cemetery in all of Boston. Right now, we're making our way to the Uss Constitution, the oldest commissioned vessel in the world. I'm not drunk. I can do this, officer. I can do it. Why? Why? Well, here it is, USS Constitution, the oldest commissioned warship afloat today, right here. Built by George Washington, was a big heroic ship in the War of 1812, and it was nicknamed Old Ironsides because of the way cannonballs would bounce off of it. It's still around. They're doing some work on her, but she looks pretty good for 250 years old. So here we are at the Bunker Hill Monument. This is the first major battle between the British and Americans happened here. And guess who lost? We did. But it did set the background for the American Revolution and gave the Americans the confidence they needed to keep fighting. There's a lot of ways to tell the history of Boston. I'm going to do the most boring possible way. Here it is. Number 1, 1632, the first windmill to operate the colonies moves from Company. 1641, the 16th Charles was. 1650, all right, 1656. 1700, this was of the Thomas Hutchinson's house. 1786, 1800.
1894, 1750, 86, 86, 89, 1892, 1895. And that's the history of Boston.
Faneuil Hall, is one of the main stops here on the Freedom Trail. This little gem of a building here is the State House, and it's real fun to see it right here in the middle of all these skyscrapers and big buildings. This is also the site of the Boston Massacre, or as the English people called it, the incident on King Street. Another very, very famous building, it's the Old South Meeting House. This is where the tea tax was discussed. This is where Benjamin Franklin was baptized. This is We're here at the Granary Burying Grounds, the most famous cemetery in all of Boston. Why? Because three very famous people, John Hancock, Samuel Adams, and Paul Revere, are buried here. Boston's a great place to come and spend a couple of days. Check it out, do the Freedom Trail. You can do it in a couple hours. It took us more like 4 hours. End up back here on the northern end, great Italian restaurants, and a beautiful city. And it's got swings. What are you doing exactly?
I'm breaking into a cemetery. I might impale myself on this. We shall see.
Who's buried here?
One, Samuel Adams. One of us was too big to get in. One of us couldn't fit.
I heard this might be a great mistake.
One of us fit in. If I get arrested, I will. It's nice knowing you.